So, have you guys seen the Ninja Turtles rework for Rise of the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
Looks great.
Really? Okay. We have very different opinions.
No, it doesn't.
My God, I mean, we've got the image here.
I'm sort of looking at it for the first time.
I mean, what's going on with April? Let's start there because it just gets worse. So let's start with April. What's going on there?
She's on like a DeLorean wheeled hover motorcycle, standing motorcycle.
It looks like it's like Donatello's backpack in a way somehow.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Is it like linked to the back of his neck?
No, it's a shell. It's got to be a shell.
Yeah, and then there's the staff, which
looks a bit like a cattle prod with a spear on the end of it.
Yeah, it's not the traditional. I mean,
it's looking awfully magical.
Yeah. There's too much magic.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at Mikey, again, I'm not a huge fan of just the general aesthetic of this as it is. But if we look at Mikey, like he looks like he's doing the Spider-Man thing. But
so
it
he
looks
got a ball
like
in a cup.
I think he does have a ball in a cup.
Maybe that might be a ball in a cup. Although the ball looks a lot bigger than the cup. Unless that's the lasso of truth that he's stolen from
maybe
Wonder Woman.
that would be decent. I mean, they've really Donnie looks anorexic.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Well, no, all of them do. I mean, look at Leo.
Yeah.
Apart from Raph. Raph looks like.
Oh, we'll get to Raph.
Yeah.
I mean, now Leo has an energy sword. By the looks of it,
he looks like Sasuke,
so people don't get cut up and die.
Raph is Sasuke.
No, he's not Sasuke.
He is. That's a lightning blade. He is Sasuke.
That's Leo.
Oh yeah. What? Who are you talking about?
Leo.
Yeah, Leo.
With the lightning
Sasuke.
sword. I don't think he does look like Sasuke.
It's Sasuke.
Okay, and then let's get to Raph. I mean, Raph is. I mean, they've given him the Sonic Boom Knuckles treatment.
I like how he's got a plaster and an X on his shell.
That, actually.
Why? Like, honestly, they've hulked him out, and where is what are they called?
Why is he at the front?
Well, like his baton things.
Yeah,
Raph is leading the charge.
Yeah, but they've dealt with that dynamic in the past, haven't they? This whole thing of like Raph and Leo battling for leadership. Like the TMNT CGI movie, I actually love that movie.
Leo's usually the captain, and Raph usually accepts that. But here it does look like Raph's more of a leader.
It might be to signify, that he's like the fiery, hot-headed one.
Yeah, actually, if they make it very comedic, which it looks like they're doing, it would make sense that he's like, going off because they would amplify that character.
Literally, yeah. And can anyone else almost see the Avengers-style implications in this? Like, you've got Donnie as your kind of Iron Man over there.
Yeah.
Leo as your Cap. Mikey as your Thor flying in, and then you've got Raph as your Hulk, like jumping forward.
Yeah.
Capitalising on the superhero genre.
Can we talk about Leo literally walking up the side of
a tiny cable?
Yeah, that's kind of. I think that's okay. I mean, they are ninjas.
I suppose.
I think we can go down that route.
They are ninjas.
They are ninjas.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
God damn it.
That's them.
But yeah, welcome to podcast 2, guys. It's me, Calamity Hatcher, here with
DieRekTurr.
Oh my words!
And that Guy Gseph.
We are here today. Oh my words! That went horribly. DieRekTurr. We are here today to bring another fiery podcast full of fantastic topics and conversations. So let's get into it with our first topic. The Marvel Netflix universe. So we've had 6 seasons so far. We've had Daredevil season 1, Jessica Jones, Daredevil season 2, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, The Defenders, and The Punisher. What are you guys' thoughts so far?
They're building up a universe that is interesting, has a lot of characters that no one really knows too much about. Well, like the casual fan wouldn't anyway. And yeah, it's looking interesting the way they just bring in certain villains that add so much to the show.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I would say the highlights for me in that regard would be Kingpin and Kilgrave, Purple Man from Jessica Jones. Now, you haven't seen Jessica Jones season 1.
No, I haven't.
And Jamie, you haven't either.
I've not seen a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What have you seen?
Netflix Universe. Anyway, seen Daredevil season 1 and 2. Not really out choice. But
thank you to our friend Jay. Shout out to Jay Ravat if you're listening to this.
But besides that, I've like dabbled with Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, like a few episodes on all of them, Luke Cage, but I just didn't commit. Punisher though, I do. Punisher's the one I think I'm going to break my little spree of not watching things. I'm actually going to try and watch the Punisher.
Yeah, no, I think you should.
I think
it's one of my favourites.
I think this series is very much grounded in realism. Like, all of it is grounded quite realistically. When you get to Iron Fist, you kind of stray from that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I feel particularly with Daredevil and Punisher, there are no superpowers involved.
Yeah.
So it's just a very realistic kind of crime thriller in a way.
Yeah.
And it's very gritty. And I think the same could be said with Daredevil. I mean, he's got superpowers, but he's also at a massive disadvantage in a way. But I suppose his superpowers aid that, make him even better in a way. But then it's not like you watch him get the crap kicked out of him regularly in that show.
Yeah.
And it's not like in the Marvel universe where you see, you know, Thor get blasted to the chest by an Ultron robot and just get up without a scratch.
But you do see, you also see him injured for bits in the show.
There's episodes where he's recovering from the previous 3 episodes.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
like those episodes with Claire.
Yeah.
I think it's going in a really, really good direction, and I think people were really, really against Defenders. And I understand that it was somewhat underwhelming, but I really enjoyed it at the same time. But then they did that classic thing they're doing with the shows now, where they kill off this really interesting villain halfway through and then put in their replacement for the final couple of episodes. They did it with Luke Cage.
Yeah. Which is annoying.
Now they've done it with Alexandra. And didn't they do it in Iron Fist?
I can't.
Or they kind of switched the
I
villain?
remember. Yeah, I think so.
Because it was Howard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then it was and then at the end it's kind of, it's Malcolm and Joy in a sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going well so far. I mean, what about you guys? Are you excited to see kind of where it goes from here?
Yeah, cinematic universe wise, that's the whole thing for me. That's why probably the main reason I don't watch it is because it won't have that big appeal that a cinematic universe can have, because there's so much money behind it. There's such big funding. There's a lot more.
And just the brand of stars that they have behind the characters
exactly,
as well.
True to that. I don't know, if it did get opened up towards the cinematic universe, I think that would open a lot of doors for the TV universe, but it would also mean then they can't come in, let's say, to one of the films and suddenly one of them saves the day, because that wouldn't happen, because they can't then go back to that TV show and bring it back down. We'll have to be clever about it.
Yeah, we'll hypothesize on that. We'll come back to that, because I think that's a whole kind of thing on its own. But what would you say is your favourite season so far out of the 6 we've had?
I suppose my favourite would be it's sort of tied between I suppose Luke Cage and Punisher. Luke Cage, I like Luke Cage because of just the calibre of acting from some of the people.
Cottonmouth.
Yeah, particularly Cottonmouth. Thank you, I was struggling to remember his name.
Yeah,
Cottonmouth was fantastic. It was a pity of him being knocked off so early, but
I'm not gonna lie, I hated Mariah. I absolutely hated that character.
Yeah, she was really annoying.
No, I get good picks. Punisher. Really kind of went places.
It's almost a bit hard to look at him and just not think Shane from Walking Dead.
Yeah, literally, I get that.
But he doesn't have the same characteristics as Shane, though, in terms of the standard head rubbing and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, so you can tell he's put a lot of thought into properly creating Frank Castle.
Yeah.
But I'll still always see him as Shane.
The way he was portrayed in Daredevil season 2 as well.
Yeah, when they brought him in that was fantastic.
So badass. The way he just runs through that prison.
Would you say that's your favourite then?
Yeah, that fight scene in particular in the corridor, when he just wrecks 10 people, if not more.
Yeah.
That was, for TV, that was quite unexpected. I did not expect the brutality.
Yeah.
That was what got me. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think they're good choices. For me, I would say it's a tie between Daredevil season 1 and Jessica Jones season 1.
Okay.
Purely because in both the heroes really stand out on their own, but the villains in both of them make the series so much more enticing.
Yeah.
To the point where I couldn't stop watching. I know, like, I binge a lot of TV as it is, but I binge a lot of stuff kind of to watch in the background while I'm doing other things.
Yeah.
Whereas with those two, I was locked in. I think for Daredevil, Daredevil, I took the day off work when it came out. I booked it off as holiday, and I binged like 8 episodes in a day. I was like,
didn't you start it again in the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I finished the whole thing, didn't I? Yeah.
Come on, man.
It was incredible. Like, for me, David Tennant and Vincent D'Onofrio in their roles as Purple Man and Kingpin, again, just fantastic. I was really happy with those. I felt Daredevil season 2 kind of
strayed a bit.
It's my 3rd favourite season, but it lacked a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Well, no, I suppose it's my 2nd favourite season because the other 2 are joint first for me.
You did have to dedicate a lot of time to Elektra and Frank Castle, though.
Yeah. I didn't like Elektra.
That was the main gripe, really, wasn't it? It was like you was expecting a lot, and you always felt like it's not going to live up to that hype.
Yeah, and I think the series finale was so anticlimactic in the sense that the last thing you saw, you watched a great character arc come to an end in season 1 with Kingpin, and then the final thing you saw after all that time in the black suit, which was friggin' awesome, you got to see him jump off the building in the exact like front cover of a Daredevil issue, but with the brand new suit on for the first time, and it was just epic. It was like at that point I was like, yes, this show right here,
callbacks
this
to
is
like
my
comic
favourite.
covers.
Literally, it did so well. I was so happy with it. So yeah, let's get on to this topic of the MCU. I mean, why does it need to be done into the MCU?
It doesn't need to be technically, but it should, because it would be a good way to have, say for instance, like the war with Wakanda. Like, say for instance, if there's stuff happening in New York where there's an entire army, say even if it's just street level thugs, it would be good to see a team up of that happening on the big screen, where you see the Marvel Netflix universe attacking the small level thugs, and then the actual proper superheroes from the films like dealing with the main villains.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like I'd love to see that.
It would be an amazing moment just to see that, just interactions, even if they don't like properly have team ups between the two of them. You know what I mean? It's like, we're aware of those guys, they're sorting it out on the streets, we've got it in the sky. That type of deal. Like,
I'd love to see in the streets of New York, because in the Infinity storyline from the comics where Thanos attacks Earth at the same time as the Avengers are off world, like trying to stop the end of reality. It's a really, really, really amazing story. But at that time, that's the time that Thanos decides he's going to attack Earth. And Atlantis and Wakanda have just been at war with each other and like decimated each other.
Yeah.
And then the Black Order turn up, who are going to be the children of Thanos in Infinity War. And some are in New York, and in that you see the Defenders along with Spider-Man. Yeah. And it's actually the superior Spider-Man, Dr. Optimus Spider-Man, but Spider-Man nonetheless.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool little bit, because you really feel like not even like international, the fucking interplanetary aspects of what's going on. And then like you have Black Dwarf appear in Wakanda, and then there's the War for Wakanda, which is fucking mental. Sorry, my swearing.
Bleep that one.
Bleep that one out. We're gonna have to get used to that now. I'd love to see something like that. Like, as you said, while they're dealing with Thanos on what looks like to be off-world.
Yeah.
What we've seen in the trailer, or he's really gone and messed stuff up on Earth. It would be cool that we could see. I mean, I guess from the trailer we have kind of seen Spider-Man dealing with it in New York by the looks of it, with that Ringworld thing.
But it'll be nice to see that he has backup.
Exactly. Like, what would be wrong with having Daredevil and Jessica and Luke and Danny turn up?
Spider-Man would be the right person to link them in as well, because they could have a storyline where he wants to fight with the Avengers against Thanos, but he keeps being told, "You're too young, you're not ready. We need you." Like later doing other stuff. Yeah. And then he's told, "Oh, we've got some guys on the street that we want you to work with.
I wouldn't
meet them." And then suddenly we have all the actors from the MCU like chilling in one of their like hideouts or whatever, just talking about what's going on, see what
See,
they can do.
we've heard things that there's still talk that the Defenders may make a cameo in Infinity War. And I think it would be quite a cool story arc if what we've seen in that early bit with Strange and Spidey, well, we know Strange and Spidey are going to link up because of the Lego sets and because they ran an interview together about it.
Yeah.
But it would be really, really, really cool if we could see like Spider-Man doing his stuff in New York and Tony being like, no, look, this is too dangerous kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then Peter later in the film not listening to him, and that's when we see the whole bit of like, I'm so sorry, because he goes like off world to fight Thanos because he's like, no, I need to help, and it's like, no, you shouldn't be here kind of thing. And he gets battered and Tony's like, no. Like, I'd like to see that. That's a nice little emotional arc right there. Him getting ahead of himself as an Avenger, getting battered.
Yeah.
I love my boy Pete, but I like to see him go through emotional trauma. That's why I love the character so much.
Well, I was going to say in regards to the sort of the MCU with the like the
MNU.
TV show, the Netflix series and into the cinematic universe again, sort of around that as well. It's around how the films and TV shows obviously really hard to make. Like a lot of time goes into that. It's quite unpredictable what might happen with actors and stuff like, and it would be a massive risk, I think, to the universe itself in all aspects, TV wise, cinematic wise, because like if we want them to start doing all this stuff and they're mixing it all up and getting all this stuff together,
then we're going to expect the movie stars in the
so they're going to start rushing content, like, because they're going to think, oh yeah, we'll just add more characters into the next film, that's all we need to do. Like, they'll rush content. Like, I just don't think they'll pay the same attention to. I think
I get that
on the whole cash cow kind of thing, like that people always.
I have faith though.
Not. Just hold that one sec. Not only that, I think people that watch the Netflix shows would then be expecting movie star cameos in the Netflix shows, which is even more unlikely.
Did they have Samuel L. Jackson in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for one?
I think he's been in it 2 seasons now.
Because I mean,
along with Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill.
They could definitely have a few, like some of the TV show characters in the film, like for a quick, brief, like little scene.
Yes,
that would be so easy.
They can't with Coulson. Like, for the love of God, they can't with Coulson.
Is Coulson dead? But is he dead?
Basically, he got put into a secret program using Kree technology that brought him back to life.
Yeah, but wasn't there other Coulsons?
He's
well?
like
no,
just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
Where did I get this clone idea?
I don't know.
They have done LMDs now, life model decoys on S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Which is what in the original Sin comic, Nick Fury makes like loads of himself. He's like an old man, you find out, but he makes loads of like the younger versions of himself as LMDs, life model decoys.
Okay.
But that's my point. I have faith that they won't muddle it up and not give characters their spotlight. Cameos, I think, should be awarded to the Netflix stars because they're not on that level.
Obviously,
Jessica kind of could be.
Obviously, we want to keep them as the same actors.
Yeah, definitely.
Because continuity-wise, that would really be a kick in the teeth for those guys.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to see, like, out of all of them. Well, no, there's 3 of them that can have a pop at Thanos. They would none of them would do it, but it would be good to see them have a pop. One would be Luke.
Yeah.
But like Thanos' punches would be like those fucking grenade. Again, I'm sorry for the swearing. Would be like those grenade things in the show.
Yeah.
The things that like can go through his skin. Like it's ridiculous. Thanos is ridiculous with the Infinity
hardest
Gauntlet.
metal on ever found or something. That stuff. That
something like the Hammer Tech, the guy from Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
That is his company. But I could see Luke going against Thanos would be quite a cool thing to see. Jessica going against Thanos would be good to see. Again, she'd get bitched off.
Yeah, I could see Daredevil wanting to and then just being like, this is suicide and not doing it.
Daredevil wouldn't. Daredevil would die.
Are just messed up.
And I could see.
Yeah, he'd be like, I can't tell what's going on. There's some fucking hulking mass.
Especially if
it would be great.
The Infinity Gauntlet is present with Thanos as well.
That would probably
Daredevil,
mess up his.
He's dead. He's dead.
He would be, even just to be around would cause him some kind of pain or something. Like receptory wise.
I'd love to see something where Danny like tries to do use the Iron Fist against Thanos and does like a full powered up version we've never seen before, and he hits him and there's like some massive shockwave, and then Thanos is just like
flick.
bang,
Yeah.
like off you go, like
Or surprise,
just show how mega
You
he
know
is
how
it
his
now.
hand
actually grazes him or something.
You know how his hand goes like yellowy, like glassy, like amber almost? I would love it if he did that to Thanos and it broke his fist.
Yeah, literally,
Like, that would be fantastic.
it would be incredible.
If one broke
Yeah.
Iron Fist's fist.
Yeah, like that would actually be fantastic because that would
Crumbly
put,
fist.
no, because that would just put into perspective exactly how powerful
Yeah,
he is.
exactly.
Because the Iron Fist could pretty much take out, well, pretty much most of the villains that we've ever come across.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like it would have a
most
go
of-
against Asgardians.
Most of the Avengers
What,
would
if
be
he broke
taken
his
down.
own hand?
No, it's just his Iron Fist.
Iron,
That punch,
the Iron
it
Fist
could
could
out
take
most of
down
the
Iron
Avengers.
Man.
It would just put into perspective
could-
how
it
powerful
could.
Thanos is, though.
I think it could hit the Hulk, but you ain't gonna take the Hulk down.
Oh,
with
yeah,
that.
of course.
And then he wouldn't be able to recharge his chi in time to actually
Yeah.
take down the
Yeah,
Hulk.
of course. There's a few
Um,
exceptions, but he could take down, at least for a little while, most of
Yeah.
the Avengers.
But back to my point, I have faith that if they're treated as cameos,
Mm.
but with the wide range of characters they're going to have, the Russos can handle it.
Mm.
Because Civil War felt like a Captain America movie through and through.
Yeah.
But you felt like every single Avenger in that film had their arc. And they were given their time.
Mm.
And the precise nature of it is, with that airport scene, they had action figures of every single character. And they consistently, while they filmed, moved the characters to where they were in that airport. So they could keep a perfect track of exactly where everyone was supposed to be at every single time. So while you saw bits in the movie happening, they had it planned already exactly where the other people were, where their stuff was
Yeah,
going on at the same
yeah.
time. And it's just that thought and dedication.
Mm.
I think would work really well for it. I think they could really incorporate
Yeah.
the Netflix universe in there. But at this point, you can't really afford for them to be more than cameos.
Yeah.
Now, if Marvel, if it does well, I mean, the Netflix series does do very well, but then apparently Netflix have not recorded a profit yet.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
That's probably some tax kind of thing.
Literally, apparently they haven't recorded a profit.
If it's Netflix,
So-
so you don't cancel my account.
Maybe
Yeah,
they're just
please
fudging that.
don't cancel the
Maybe
Marvel
they're just
universe with
fudging
our
that. Who
comments.
knows? Like,
But that's the thing. There has to be some kind of point where Disney would be like, okay, but how much money is it making that we could actually put
yeah.
a more serious actor from the MCU, well, not a serious actor, but you know what I mean, one of the mainline characters
a major
into
character.
one of the Netflix universe series for
Even
a few
if it's
episodes
just for a
to
fleeting
establish
cameo.
that relationship.
Yeah.
Then you can bring them into the Avengers more freely
Yeah.
and those other movies. But they kind of need to have their chance to build that relationship properly.
Even say, for instance, if they had an Iron Man suit without Tony in it appear and like talk to them and they think it's him, you know what I mean? Something like that. Just so they build up a relationship with him, and then on the last day that he says, "I need your help," that he shows them. By the way, I've been really busy, you know, and does the whole thing that he's done to Spider-Man from Homecoming.
Yeah. Although, you know, there's someone else that's going to be getting an Iron Man suit. And I can't fucking wait. I can't wait for Rescue.
You swore again.
I know. We're probably going to bleep these out.
Yeah, we'll bleep him out.
We'll bleep them all out.
Well, in
More
that
editing
case-
for me, yay. Okay, well, yeah, let's move on to our next topic, which is covering video game movies. Do they work? What is the point of them? What's our favourites? Let's find out. Okay, so let's start with, do we think video game movies work?
Some of them do, some of them don't. It all depends on like how. Oh, that's an obvious like silly answer.
That's like a 10-90 split though.
Yeah, but it's a case of like some of them, like some of the worst of the video game turned into movies. They have some moments that are just like, oh, that's exactly like in the game or something, you know. But then the rest of it has nothing to do with the game.
Yeah,
When you take like the games, like, for example, Lara Croft, the older ones, right?
Yeah.
The games are from like when games weren't that good. You couldn't put a lot of content in a game back then compared to what you can now.
Yeah.
Like, So I feel like we're gonna see some good ones at some point.
Yeah,
like
but-
really
yeah,
good
yeah,
ones.
the
yeah.
but then
Assassin's
the
Creed
good
came
ones.
out.
Yeah, but that was still within like the last sort of what 10
2
years.
years.
that
2
Assassin's-
years.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed games are about 10 years old, aren't they?
Yeah.
As a franchise.
But they have quite a rich lore to them.
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah,
do.
true. There is quite a bit of content.
It's just
but
it's
But I think that's actually what they got muddled
Yeah.
in the film. I haven't actually seen it, but that's what I've heard. They got kind of too muddled in the is it Alchemex or whatever it is? What's the
As in the
thing with the animus?
The data
Yeah,
I just used to play the game to
yeah,
jump on people.
yeah. But what you were saying about like how some are completely nothing to do with it and have some, again, really iconic scenes. I think a great example of that is Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within and Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Are we talking?
And The Spirits Within had nothing to do with anything.
So we're opening up the world to like animated movies as well.
Yeah, we'll go on that because
yeah.
they're full feature-length movies. I think the first one came out in cinema. Advent Children didn't, but I much prefer Advent Children purely because it's Seven and that the Omnislash version of Sephiroth vs Cloud. So good, so good.
I can't wait for the game.
But still, it's not a great movie. Like pacing-wise, it's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Super Mario Bros. Infamously one of the worst films ever.
Yeah,
in some people's eyes.
That was just terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen clips of it and just thought, why did this even get made? Like,
literally. You've got Lara Croft franchise with Angelina Jolie, which was god awful.
yeah. Yeah,
I mean, that was
I mean, they
terrible.
tried. They did the best with what they could. Don't get me wrong, but it did not feel like.
Oh, but it was just like, this is an Angelina Jolie movie.
Literally.
It wasn't like, this is a Tomb Raider movie. This
Yeah.
is Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's not focus on the thing that people love about it.
Yeah.
I love Angelina Jolie.
Well,
So the film was great.
On your own, mate. The Resident Evil franchise is a bit hit and miss, I feel.
Yeah.
One is incredible in my eyes. It really it captures, although it very much differs from the games themselves, it captures like that survival horror kind of vibe.
Which is exactly what you expect out of a Resident Evil film.
I really liked the second one, the city one with Nemesis.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't like that.
I wasn't a big fan of it.
Extinction I liked for world building purposes. That's the third one.
Yeah.
Is Retribution the fourth one?
At least the games.
I think I haven't seen.
The
much past
fourth
it,
one, they
but-
start incorporating more kind of stuff from the games, like characters and stuff. It wasn't particularly great, and I haven't seen the final chapter.
Yeah.
But again, it's progressively gone downhill like most franchises do.
Yeah.
But it's like not a terrible example of a video game movie. Like, I think it has its aspects to it that are good. Another one is Doom.
Doom was doomed.
Do you know what? If you take Doom for what it is, like a really bad action flick,
Yeah,
it's
the concept
good.
of the game, brilliant. The concept of the film, they tried to adapt it as best they could, but I feel like it just felt a bit flat.
They couldn't really do it in the same way because it
Yeah.
isn't like Doom supposed to be set in hell,
Technically, yeah. I think.
and that's like set on a spaceship
yeah, like
or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was set in hell.
I thought it was set in hell.
thought
I
that
used
was
to
the
play it when I
theory.
was young,
I thought
like
it was
at
the
my
Wait.
nan's house. I think can't remember if it was my aunt, my uncle that played it. That and the old GTA where it was like 2D.
Top down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Like the
was
first or
pretty cool.
second, or London, or whatever it was, whichever London.
To what I remember of Doom, it was just a spaceship. But that could have been Doom 2. That could have been.
Oh,
I don't know about the Doom
I
franchise
don't
too much.
remember which
It could have been.
which, to be honest. It's
yeah.
because I haven't played them since I was like
So
Yeah.
6 or something.
I'm not
Yeah, I
going
get what you
to
mean.
dabble too much in the history and lore here. But yeah, I just remember a spaceship one.
Okay. There was Silent Hill.
Now,
I like the first Silent Hill.
yeah, I liked it. The only thing that I really disliked was Pyramid Head's introduction.
Well, because it wasn't meant to be there yet.
Yeah.
I get that, but
You know
Pyramid
what I mean?
Head is such a
He's- no,
defining
he
character.
is,
They
he is.
needed to have him
He
for
is,
the gripping
but
in.
it's just like they could have had.
Who makes some money?
They could have had another character already there.
Yeah, but think about it. You're
and then
trying
he's
to.
the reason why Pyramid Head's there. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean?
think about it. You're trying to take off a horror film franchise, and you essentially have the Darth Vader of that franchise.
yeah.
You're going to put him in
Yeah,
the first
of course,
movie to
of
get
course.
people
Of
interested.
course. I suppose it just irks
I mean,
the hardcore fans. Really.
But like, think about it. At the beginning, when he just appears and rips that girl's skin off, like,
yeah,
rah, wagwan man, how you been?
yeah,
Great to see you on the big screen.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with this.
great introduction.
Have you seen Silent Hill?
Both of them
there's
on
a
DVD.
few. I swear
Ugh.
there's.
We'll talk about the second one.
Is there more than one of them?
Yeah,
There's
I-
two.
I might be getting mixed up with something. What's Revelations? Is that?
That's the second one.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I don't think I've seen the first Silent
don't.
Hill then.
Good,
But
don't.
there was
End
another.
of story.
No, he's not seen the first, but he's seen the second.
Yeah, good, don't.
What's the first one?
No, the first one pissed me off.
Oh my god, the second one's kind of
Like they try well, but I don't know. It's just
Okay,
it doesn't
but-
feel like how the games felt, you know.
but Pyramid Head versus some giant
okay, yeah,
pagan demon
yeah,
thing.
it's cool, I guess.
No, it wasn't cool. It was just like, what the hell is this? This isn't Silent Hill. I'm supposed to be terrified.
Yeah.
This is slowly turning into a Godzilla movie.
Like they tried. Honestly, it felt like they had most of the plot and just went, "Oh, we're kind of lacking something," and then they just like pick and chose scenes from other rejected films and just slid them
Do you
in
know what?
and tried to rewrite it.
I love the Saw franchise, but I'm the first to admit that the films are not that great. I just love the kind of story behind it and the deeper concept of it. But in watching the second one, I feel like they definitely brought on someone who worked on Saw for some of the scenes.
Yeah.
Like the way they're shot and the way things are kind of compiled together.
Yeah.
It's not like brilliant.
Mm.
But I would still say the first Silent Hill is one of the best video game tie-ins. Although it kind of betrays the mythology in a bit in the sense of bringing Pyramid Head in the first one. It's very faithful to the feel of those games.
I get that. I don't know. I still felt it was lacking just that final something that made you feel like you were when you were playing the game. You know.
I guess,
I
yeah.
suppose it's because it's hard because you can't. It's not interactive, you know. So you're not in that situation as much. But
Yeah, exactly. I do understand that. And then there was Max Payne.
Mirrors. are more
didn't see
fun
the
than
film.
Television.
Played the game only a couple of times.
Okay. People. I think there's a bit of a cult following to the first Max Payne. I thought it was alright.
The game
Mila
is definitely
Kunis
better.
and how am I forgetting his name?
That guy.
Mark
playing
Wahlberg.
Max-
Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
Wow, and we're doing podcasts on movies.
Mark Wahlberg is.
To be
Well,
fair, I kept thinking Matt Damon.
Do you know what I kept thinking? And I'm actually disgusting myself with doing it. I kept thinking K. Diego from the fucking Transformers movies.
Oh, God.
That deserved swearing. I think it's because of the honest
so
trailers I
emotional,
watched
man.
recently and how they were like, he is just the worst character in anything ever. It's like, yeah, that's pretty true. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
I never watched the film.
I thought it was underrated. It wasn't great again, but like Ben Kingsley as a villain is always a delight.
Yeah. Great actor.
I don't think Jake Gyllenhaal was that bad. I thought Gemma Arterton was that bad.
How have I not seen this?
It's okay, man. It's not very authentic to the games. It's very much a Disney production.
Yeah, it's a case of them going, oh, instead of doing that story, we'll make it how a film should be made.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
One
The
thing
problem that most games do have.
About the game here, one thing about the game, just while we're here. When you start the franchise with a game like Sands of Time, I'm pretty sure that was the first one, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That was really good game, yeah, I remember playing it, but
Well,
how
it's not
do
the
you
first
go
original
on
game, but
from games like that, how do you go? Alright, so in the first game they give you the ability to rewind time and basically reset, like if you mess up, like
yeah, they go into
how
that.
do you continue like after that? Like they didn't add enough content. All the other games I ever played after that, I was like, oh, what's the cool new thing gonna be? And it was never like, I don't think I it might be a new one now, but they
I
never
distinctly
like,
remember-
added that
Yeah.
extra thing that was as cool
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like.
I never played the reboot one on PlayStation 3 and 360, the one that was almost in like the comic kind of style.
No.
I don't know if you saw that, like animation style. I never played that, but I remember playing Sands of Time, and I think it was Revelations on the PSP, and that was really good. That was like one of the most solid buys I bought for the PSP, because it was a very long campaign, and the Prince of Persia gameplay was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And now they've moved that to Assassin's Creed, so while we're now getting Assassin's Creed movies, we're definitely not going to get another Prince of Persia movie.
Yeah.
I don't think that movie did very well for Disney. Warcraft. Again, have you guys seen this?
Dude,
Yeah, we watched it in the cinema, didn't we?
No, we watched it at mine,
Did we watch
didn't
it
we?
at yours?
Yeah, we watched it at mine when the house was being renovated.
Oh, yes, we did. We did. Yes, we did.
When you first said the sort of topic, I was just like, I couldn't think. Warcraft did not pop in my head. I don't know why. I played WoW for years and years,
Yeah.
and it did not pop in my head.
It kind of goes under the radar a little bit. I love that movie. People hate it. I love it.
You see,
It was pretty good.
I've never played Warcraft, right? I know nothing about the storyline other than the fact there's like orcs and shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but like you were like sitting there next to me and being like, "Oh my god, this means like this," and I was literally like, I have no idea what any of that means. Like what the implications are. Like to the casual fan, it's just it looks cool.
Exact Griffin flight path.
Yeah, and it's stuff like that. And it's just like, I have no idea.
My absolute fear with the film before when it was coming out was like they were going to do the whole South Park thing where they had a mage or like a warrior using a summoned scorpion and these spells that didn't exist and classes using the wrong stuff. I was worried they were going to just skimp out on some of that stuff for some reason. I don't know why, but they didn't. They didn't really
color coded area roofs. It was so authentic. Murloc noises. Oh my god! It was honestly the fan service put into that movie was incredible. I mean, Gul'dan was very compelling. I love Gul'dan as a character from the original Warcraft games.
You love the Lich.
I love the Lich King more. I do. No, Illidan's my favourite. Well, no, actually, they're both my favourite. I can't pick a favourite villain between Arthas and Illidan. Because they're both I love that aspect of a guy goes bad. That fallen angel kind of thing. Yeah. I love that concept.
Have you heard? I've got a little... It's not R-rated. I've got a naughty joke. I heard it's probably R-rated. A naughty joke about WoW.
Do not tell it now. We don't want...
Maybe have a cutaway.
Children to be excluded. We're already bleeping loads out.
Maybe have a cutaway at the end.
Yeah. So... There are a couple of films coming up that are based on video games that are due to be released. That are officially announced. I'm gonna go through the list, and you gotta tell me which one you're looking most forward to. So we've got brand new Tomb Raider film coming out.
Should be interesting
based on the new ones.
New actress, new concept behind it, I believe.
Yep.
Trying to stick to the consensus of the games as opposed to just finding stuff, almost like an Indiana Jones film.
Yeah. We got Rampage. I have no idea what that is, I'll be honest with you.
I remember hearing about it, but I don't remember anything.
Not going to be excited for that?
No, not really.
Untitled Sonic the Hedgehog film.
So that's going to be out when?
2016. It's been repeatedly pushed back.
And it's still untitled.
I remember.
No. 2 years and it's still untitled.
Yeah, it's still untitled.
It's due out next year.
It's been it's been passed around from studio to studio.
So far it's due out next year. That's what
it is due out next year.
2019.
I actually remember getting in a thing, a debate with someone that was really bitter because the Sonic community is the most bitter fan base in the world.
Yeah.
And I was on the Sonic the Hedgehog group, and someone said, shout out to my boys in blue.
Fuck's sake.
I had a discussion with one of the admins. So it was a discussion on my end, and he was going apeshit at me. There's some guy basically posting that is this film ever going to get out of development hell? And he was like, it's never been development hell. They're working on it. I was like, the movie was supposed to come out in 2016. It was supposed to come out in 2016, and it's now coming out in 2019. Has had several directors attached and then left and being passed from studio to studio. In terms of the film industry, it's in development hell. And he was like, no, not at all, because they're working on it now. I was like, that doesn't mean it's not been in development hell. Please look at this list of films. And I was like, the Superman Lives, things like that.
Multiple.
There are multiple films that have come out that were still in development hell at one stage. Yeah. Like Doctor Strange, for instance.
Deadpool.
That's been planned since Sam Raimi was doing it. Yeah. Deadpool. It's happened quite a lot.
Talking of Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. Is it Pikachu in a new
Detective
film?
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Detective Pikachu,
yeah.
He's voicing it.
It'll be better than Pikachu's last Ash.
Oh no! Don't talk to me about that. I love you. Oh, how to butcher a franchise in one scene? Bang! How long has that franchise been going now?
If it just went Pika, I would have just cried.
Pika dead. That would have been perfect.
It's not even saying dead, just Pika.
I just. Do you know what? The only way
exhales in subtitles.
The only way they could have ever redeemed that scene with him saying that was if Pikachu killed himself afterwards. Like straight, just like, oh no, I broke the ancient.
Seppuku, like the Japanese.
Literally, exactly. Imagine it's like some unspoken rule between Pokemon. It's like, no, we don't reveal to the humans that the reason we can understand them is we speak perfect English.
Yeah. Like
And he broke the code, so he has to kill himself.
Yeah.
In Robot Chicken, when they start speaking English.
It's just,
Bob,
I don't know.
stop! Just say your lines! No, I'm sick of this.
oh my god.
Pika.
Okay, Detective Pikachu. I mean, they're doing it for the kids, clearly.
Yeah.
I would much rather if we were going to get a big screen live action kind of Pokemon movie, it was legit a Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, take it or leave it. Minecraft,
No.
the next emoji movie.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I don't really see how they can make Minecraft into a film. Like, it's another thing with the whole Tetris debate.
Well, I think
Tetris film, they suppose
it's
made
gonna.
a
I
film.
think it'll be a carbon copy of the Lego movie,
At the end of the film,
Yeah,
it just
that's-
pans
yeah.
back from the
I can see
screen.
that.
building
It's a
something
screen
from
in
building
someone's
blocks.
house, and it just pans back, and it's just a kid playing Minecraft. And his
Yeah.
mum like,
Yeah.
dinner, like, okay, mum, and just walks off.
Turns off the
That's it. Minecraft film.
It's just building a franchise with building blocks.
Yeah.
Exactly like the Lego
Yeah.
movies have done, and they're actually doing quite well for themselves now. I haven't seen Ninjago, but
If they end up getting really good reviews, I will watch the film. To be fair, or if it has a good trailer, which I don't.
yeah, you got Five Nights at Freddy's coming out
How
now.
that's a film.
That is either going to go one or two ways. That's going to be a PG, and it's going to be really, really weird, like for kids, kind of centric. Or they're going to make that R-rated, and it's going to be mental.
And it's going to be like a normal horror film, though, not like.
I'd
It's
love
not
it to be a
gonna
horror
geeky.
film.
I don't think it'll be indie geeky kind of way. I think it'll be like proper like horror. They'll go from like the basics,
Yeah.
like straight out whack. Like,
Oh my god! I just figured it out. So the Sonic film's going to be My Roommate Sonic, and it's going to be the sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh god!
Oh my god!
no.
I cracked it, guys! Hell yes!
Oh my god! Write this down.
Never
If this
play my
comes-
Right, I'm just gonna.
We do not in any way endorse.
Does anyone want to come to Chiswick with me tomorrow? I've got to pop into the Sega offices. Like,
Get a job.
they need to hire me at this point. I swear to God,
Boys, I'm gonna save your company.
someone's got to.
You gotta buy out Nintendo.
No, I'm literally just gonna go in there and just be like, "Hi, Sonic team, you're all fired. Get out."
I've employed 3 16-year-olds.
Literally, I've employed this guy I met on Facebook and this other guy I met on Reddit, and they had these crazy fan ideas of how we're going to save the franchise, and I can't wait. We're going to revolutionise, guys. Like 6 months they're going to, they actually file for administration. And the next film on the list is Uncharted.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be quite excited for this because Uncharted is quite a vast universe where
Yeah.
a lot can happen. You know,
I could see it being the new Indiana Jones
I was
kind
about
of.
to say that though.
Literally,
it's
it's
not
gonna
even just
be-
the new Indiana Jones.
it's going to take it. It's going to take it to the next level,
Yeah.
and not in terms of aliens like Indiana Jones 4.
Oh my god.
Not like
Forgot
that. It's
about
not going
that.
to take it to the next level like that.
It's sort of like the perfect cross between Indiana Jones and James Bond because there's a lot
Yeah,
more like
yeah.
actual sort
Yeah.
of gun shooting.
Yeah,
Gun shooting.
totally.
That's my exploration, like
Gun
my
shooting.
description.
And
yeah.
of
There's a lot more
course,
gun shooting,
exactly.
sword wielding.
And of course, you've got Tom Holland
Shield
as
bearing.
young Nathan Drake.
Yeah,
My Spider-Man.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, also, Venom drops. The trailer drops for Black Panther, doesn't it? The Venom
What?
trailer. Venom trailer. You just oh Tom Holland. Sorry, I got mixed
So you're
up.
thinking of Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
Tom
sorry.
Holland is Spider-Man.
Sorry.
But that is coming apparently. Yeah. A side note. Apparently
We
the
will
Venom
talk about
trailer is coming with Black Panther. But we're going to discuss that another
yeah.
point.
Yeah, that will be coming in the future.
Okay, so we're going to get on to our last topic, which is our favourite movie of 2017. Now, last episode, me and G did our most anticipated of 2018, and we felt we kind of have to go back and do 2017 and talk
Yeah.
about our favourite one there. So here we go. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so my picks are Spider-Man: Homecoming
Good film.
and Logan.
Okay.
I say we do our picks and then we'll kind of go into a discussion about it. So, DieRekTurr.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of films that came out in 2017 that I know are renowned, like Dunkirk and stuff, right? That
Yeah.
I know I should be saying, I haven't watched any of them.
Oh my god.
I've not. Didn't finish Guardians 2. Unfortunately, I didn't see it at the cinema, and when I tried to watch it, it was a bad time.
We brought this guy on a movie podcast.
Yeah, I know.
However, this is just movies that come out in 2017. That's what I'm saying. I like to watch older movies. You know what I'm like. I watch weird indie stuff. So my favourite movie of 2017 would be Garden State, because that's my favourite movie of all time. But that's not part of this. What we're talking about now.
I get you.
But anyway, my favourite movie. I'm probably going to agree with you. Logan, I think, was amazing.
Haven't seen it yet.
That's the one I would say. I mean, Homecoming's great, but Logan, hands down.
Pause. There you go.
Cut that.
And that Guy Gseph.
I want to shout out Guardians 2 because the soundtrack, like, quite a lot of good tunes, but like unknown tunes as well. Like the first one had like a really nice soundtrack that a lot of people knew.
But a lot of that people didn't know as well.
Yeah. I think the second one is like lesser known songs, but still really good ones. Good choice of music in terms of like what was used imagery wise.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Homecoming, obviously, great film, very good film. I want to say Trainspotting 2 was my favourite though. Neither of you guys have seen that. I think you've both seen the original though.
Yeah, I've seen the original.
A lot of moments in the second one where they hark back and you got to see a character standing where they once were, and you could see them thinking about the scene before, and they imposed it over the top, so you got to see their younger self in the background running away from like security and stuff. Really good moments, but it harked back without having to overshadow or try and outdo the original, and that's why I think it was such a good film.
Okay, yeah, I do want to see it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I mean, let's talk about these things chronologically in the terms of ones we've all picked. Logan.
Yeah.
I mean, G, you've not seen it, but it's no real spoiler to you.
No,
Logan dies.
Yeah.
That's obviously how they were going to do that.
I imagine it was way more emotional in the black and white version.
Oh my god, I still need to go through that.
Yeah, I kind of want to just watch that one.
I genuinely cried in the cinema when I saw that. I think even more so the second time.
I'm pretty sure I was there. I was like at that ready, like that barrier of like I'm welling up like shit.
Yeah.
Like I swore. But no, when it came down, I mean I cried at the end of Naruto, but
yeah,
it didn't get me to the tears. I don't think
it did for me.
I proper welled up, but it didn't push the barrier.
I think I cried more at Charles' death.
Okay.
I think that's really when tears were like flowing.
It was a bit brutal.
Because he thought it was Logan as well.
Yeah, it was just like,
and
what's happening?
So tragic. And I mean, it was done brilliantly. And James Mangold directed the Wolverine, which I thought was trash. And he directed Logan, and he actually did a very good job with this. I would say it is the best Fox superhero movie.
I think
I'd say it's better than Deadpool.
They utilised the children well as well, the ones with powers.
X-23 was a delight.
Yeah, the projects, like towards the end, like when they showed them in the forest, like using their different powers different ways, like that was like really cool, because it was like, oh wait, yeah, they're not just mutant children, they're ones that have been kind of trained from a younger age, like they all have really strong capabilities.
Yeah.
So, it did leave that, like, I know, we all know it's the end, but they've made this massive possible progression that could potentially happen. But it's like, no, it's the last. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I guess all that is dead now.
Yeah.
Except Hugh may not be.
Yeah.
Depending on how this Fox deal goes.
We'll see.
And then we okay, let's talk about Homecoming, because...
Yeah.
My God.
No,
that's X-Men, fool.
Oh, God damn it.
Spider-Man.
That's the one.
God, that was my childhood. Yeah, I bet we sound incredible. Hire us to do the soundtrack for the next one.
Yeah.
No, Homecoming was incredible. A franchise that people thought would be stale after 5 movies.
Yeah, and they
was refreshing.
Yeah.
And it was the first film since Iron Man in which the humans having banter with their costume.
Yes, that's true. That was the whole Karen thing.
I really liked that.
Do you know what? That's actually one thing I didn't like. I'm kind of...
What bit about it didn't you like?
The thing I really like about Peter is he spent... Like, they've done it in the sense that he doesn't join the Avengers. But Peter doesn't do that for years. Peter does everything off his own back. He builds his web blasters, he creates his suit and all that, and it's not like I don't like it, but there's like there's that inner nerd rage guy online. I mean, it's like, no, it's not like the goddamn comic book.
Literally what I was about to say.
But I love this movie. I mean, my god, the stuff was...
Just a quick question. How long has he been Spider-Man at the point of Homecoming?
Over a year. Just over a year.
Just over a year or something, right?
We're coming up to the 1 year mark because Civil War, he says to Tony, I had these powers for 6 months when he's in his bedroom in New York, and I think it's either 3 or 6 months after that they jump forward after Civil War, and you see him on the subway texting, not on the subway, on the overhead thing, texting happy.
The Metro, yeah.
Like, when's the next mission kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think it was like a title card of 3 months.
Okay, so he's been about Spider-Man for like 9 months or so?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's already had his own suits, he's built his own web blasters before.
Yeah, but he had like the onesie suit, which I do love.
Yeah.
I love that suit. I want to wear that at some point.
While we're talking about the suits, and you were saying about Karen, is it, earlier?
Karen,
when they hacked it, that did sort of get at me, because I was like, okay, they've hacked this suit that Tony has made, yeah, cool.
Literally.
And I went with it for a bit, and there was some really good comedic moments, but at first I was really, really annoyed with it. And then, actually, to be fair to it, when it did sort of, when Peter, it glorified a situation for Peter when he did go back and learn it and then come out to fight the guy near the end.
Yeah.
He actually knew loads of the stuff. Like, you could tell he'd learned it. Because he'd asked about it and stuff when he got trapped in the factory.
Yeah.
And he says that he'd learnt mostly all of it in that 2 hours or 1 hour when he was trapped in the factory. That was like, oh, okay. Like,
I love the
that's
fact.
quite a good way to show progression. But otherwise, I was like,
yeah. I love the fact for the final battle though he wasn't wearing the suit, he was wearing the homemade suit.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing of like, if you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it. It's like, well, actually, Tony,
I have my own suit.
I got my onesie suit, and I'm going to be the greatest hero that ever lived. Watch me take down this plane and save you all your tech getting robbed.
How fast, or actually, would Iron Man have been able to take him out easily?
Who, Pete?
No, not Peter. The enemy. What's the guy called?
Vulture. I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it was Vulture because he's got that big mechanism.
If he can fight Ultron, he can fight Vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I reckon Tony could easily take him out.
If he can take a punch from Thanos.
Do you reckon it would have been like quick, done? Or do you reckon it would have been like a good...
It would have been about a 20-minute battle, I think, in terms of like real
it
life
wouldn't.
On-screen time.
It wouldn't. Yeah, it
It
wouldn't have been a
wouldn't.
film.
Tony would probably be able to hack the suit.
He wouldn't have sustained himself as a villain in an Iron Man film.
It's his tech.
I was just going to say Vulture might just be able to try and like evade him, you know what I mean, for a while.
I guess,
just long
but
it out. You know
that's
what
the
I mean?
thing. It's comprised of his tech and Chitauri tech.
Yeah, so
that S.H.I.E.L.D. are known to have extensive knowledge on, and then all those files were dumped on the internet by Black Widow. Tony could hack the fuck into that.
Yeah, I suppose
he could have shut him down easily. I do want to talk about the other. Well, no, we should talk about the villains in the movie. I mean, I guess there are a few. Vulture himself, Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Keaton.
And
everything I've been.
The car scene. That is honestly one of the greatest scenes.
The tensest moments, but they both just had to just sit there.
Bang the gun.
Most male teenagers that like us, or we're not teenagers, but I mean when we were teenagers, were in that position once when you're going out with someone and you've just met their parents and you're in the car with one of them, just like,
but at the same time you find out
judged on.
Like I got to be very careful with just the tone of my voice, let alone the words of what I say. Like,
and then you find out that your girlfriend's dad is the
villain,
the super villain that you've been trying to get hold of.
Just like, he knows that I'm the hero and I know that he's the villain, but neither of us have said it. So like, does he know, or am I just being crazy? And they're both thinking the exact same fucking thing.
The best worst thing to ever happen.
It was a fantastic scene.
It was. We had Shocker played by Bokeem Woodbine.
Not given enough. Not really.
I liked it though because he is kind of a B-list villain at the same time.
I preferred the first guy as Shocker.
The one who had it before he got killed by the...
Yeah, I actually preferred him. I felt like he had the physical embodiment of what I imagined Shocker to be like from all of the games.
I get that, yeah.
You know what I mean? He looked like the stand-up shape when he stood up, like ready to like use his thing. And it's just like when
Spider-Man 2 game.
When it moved on to the next guy, though, it did have more of the attitude of what I expected from Shocker.
Yeah, the cockiness, which I did like. And then there was, I forget the actor's name, but there was our third kind of cameo villain. And people, I noticed
right
it.
at the end. I mean, you mean
not just right at the end. Scorpion, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and of course there was Donald Glover. That's pretty
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover's interaction in this film was golden.
I've got ice cream in the You can't do this to me.
I mean, he was fantastic, and he's got a nephew that lives around these parts. Does old Donald
Mr. Miles.
Miles Morales exists in this universe. But yeah, I loved him in it.
Which at the time, as Donald Glover was doing Miles Morales' voice, I believe, at the time in the
Ultimate Spider-Man.
he was talking to himself in a way
madness.
when he saw his nephew.
Goddamn multiverse. But then, let's mention the cameo villain. Because this cameo villain kind of links into something else as well that we kind of briefly touched on earlier, thanks to a point you made. The guy who... there was the first bit in where Vulture was talking to Tinkerer, who is another villain in it. And he was like, have we still got enough for the Gargan job? Now, most people in my screen laughed over their heads.
Yeah, I didn't.
Straight away, I knew who that meant. Mac Gargan, the Scorpion.
Yeah.
And then you see the Scorpion tattoo on him later. Now,
that's when I got it.
he is confirmed by himself, the actor, to be in silver and black.
Okay.
So...
Not the typical green. Well, I don't know if that's the typical. That's the 90s.
Do you know what silver and black is?
No.
It's the next. So after Venom, we get Silver and Black, which is Silver Sable and Black Cat, the movie.
Oh right, okay.
It's gonna be like a villain movie. Comedians in it, I think. The rumours that he's supposedly reprising his role in it.
Okay.
So more, little hints that this universe may be
woven
connected after all. I mean, Tom Holland's apparently on Venom, so I think that's something we're gonna have to come back to in a later podcast. We're gonna have to talk about Venom. There's a lot going on with it. But yeah, I guess that's it for this one. Had a wonderful evening.
It's been fun.
Hope you guys have enjoyed it.
Hopefully, might have seen Black Panther by then.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have seen Black Panther.
Hopefully
we'll be able to talk about that. We should probably get that sorted.
Yeah.
But from all of us here, I've been Calamity Hatcher.
DieRekTurr.
Stop doing that, man.
Please, man.
I've been that Guy Gseph.
And thank you for checking us out. If you liked it, please give it a share somewhere, some sort of social media network.
And hit that alarm, that little alarm.
Hit subscribe. Honestly, we're gonna be releasing this kind of a lot more consistently than the videos have been going up recently. So yeah, if you subscribe, you're gonna get some regular content. If you like hearing us talk absolute waffle for an hour,
it's great though.
Oh, can we go get some waffles after this?
Yeah, chicken
There's
and waffles.
nowhere open at this time.
There's always somewhere open at this time. It's London.
To the Batmobile.
To the Batmobile. We're off for another adventure in the sky. We're gonna go see you soon. Stay classy and don't do drugs. Safe and good night.
Mwah.